you very much for introduction. First of all, let me introduce ourselves. I am from the Cyber Defense Institute, and now I'm analyzing malwares, and I'm Nakajima, and I've joined the JSAC since 2018, make some kind of presentation every year. I've get engaged in a workshop for a while, and now this year I'd like to make my presentation. Also from Cyber Defense Institute, my name is Kawakami, and so this year I joined as a new graduate, and this is the very first time to come up on the stage and a very big conference. I'm really excited. Thank you very much. And also from Trend Micro and Hara-san, and joined about this study. And Hara-san will make the Road to Info presentation tomorrow. And today, we two of us make a presentation. Would you please look forward for the Hara-san's presentation tomorrow? And all the study was done by three of us. Thank you. Okay. So in the presentations, and we're going to about the three possible related incidents. And so I'd like to just clarify the overlap of among all these three different incidents. And first of all, for that, and the three cases, let me introduce that will be for that these are for the Taiwan, Hong Kong, Korea, Nepal, India. These are the target of this attack. It's called Grand Peony. And also for the attack to the Japanese and companies and an organization, Latin S, and for those who have targeted the Philippines, Taiwan, Malaysia, South Africa, Germany, and the USA, it's called S-series. So they would like to call it Ratu Master, which used the malware. Ratel. So this is that the radar and payload and association with the actors. So Grand Peony and Ratu Master are when in order to roll out that they use the exactly same radar, so we call it the MOF loader. And also when just the further study about that the MOF loader, the Slime Mongo was a new rot. They have never been discovered so far. So this is a new one. So just like that's an RSS traits, and so that U is about the plug X, about the similarity and using this similar loader, or so also for the similarity but a lot less. So we also introduce this our study today. Next, let me talk about the case. The actual and the flow of the attack. The first of all, the one, the MIC down. This is the flow for MIC down. The first of all, as for MIC exe, that legitimate file used for the side loading. This is the very first stage of attack. So the DSLL decrypts the MOF loaders, and the MOF loaders will MIC down. So now MIC down is when you use the config files. And the next, other histories, let me talk about Hemigates, which is used by here. And as histories, again, that legitimate file, they use it for the side loading. This is the very first stage again. So this is DLL will decrypt the direct loaders, and that will be implements this and the Hemigates. And also again, that will be that the Hemigate will use the config file and separately stored. And last of all, lateral master. Let me talk about the lateral S and flow of the lateral S execution. So just like again, that's a legitimate file will be side loading the file. This is the very first stage, and so this is and decrypted MOF loader. The MOF loader will execute the lateral S. Lateral S will be use that kind of the configuration file, just like exactly the same as we have explained so far. So this is about the payload execution process. So in each of these, an example, the sample and the TPP will quite the same. So after this, let me talk about going into details about the Grand Peony and the Latu Master. I'd like to start. In both of these cases, DL side loading is used for the execution. And also for both of them, and they have the OSS, the notification application, they use it. So once that this is about when we make the comparison with the decryption algorithms, for that algorithms to decrypt the second stage is about the use for this one. This is quite the same. It's the custom X1 and the LZNT1. And also for that exactly the same algorithm to use it for here. But now that the DLL, the side loaded, there's no any conspicuous similarity between the two. So this is that the second PE loader, MOF loaders comparison. Both of them that the API hashing algorithm and the API used are the same. So it's quite similar on the code level. So when it comes to the API loading orders and the usage, and on the code level, and it seems like that implementation is quite similar. I hope you understand that. And I mentioned that about that the decryption is used at the custom XOR and the XD1, but this is that the custom X1. So this is that the same algorithm is used here. We think that this is second stage loader. We call it the MOF loader. And on top of that, for the payload implemented in the MOF loader is that, and the matching number are deleted, removed. So that's we try to just correct it manually, and now it can be read as a PE. So also that now timestamp can also check it out with the tool. As reported by Luck, the Rattleless builder is there, but it only supports that the builder for x64 version. Even though the builder contains both x86 binary and x86 and x64 components. So when we just trace that behavior, so that there's the text strings of x86 is discovered, so that I don't know exactly, it's in the middle of the development or something, but now this is what we discovered. And so when we study in the BT, when we're focusing on the MOF loader, we find that the new sugarcode loader similar to the loader used in the LS, and so after the DLL is read by the side loading, now eventually that some MOF loader is used, and they will be executed finally about this. So the slime Mongo is the CC++, and this is the Mongoose framework is used for that. This is a lot. So this is that the command list of slime Mongo. So the JSAC for the command is not and deployed, but and also the other router command is and implemented, but not all, but only partially like this. Okay, from now on, let me talk about that the similarity between Hemigate and lateral S. Hemigates and lateral S, when we compare these, in the first stage, in the loader ports, no similarities in codes, but they use the similar technologies, the similar TPP, and in the second stage, it was we used the in-memory P loader. But also for these are different loader used between the two. But when it comes to that, the both the Hemigate and the lateral S, there are similarities at the implementation level, such as code or configurations. These are recognized. So let me just get into more details about the similarity. And first of all, in the first stage, so when you look at this, the first stage, so no similarities in the implementation of functions performed, but and for RC4 and or the naming convention for encrypted payloads are the same. But when you look at a Hemigate, so that's a 0x10 byte. So that this is that now the decrypt with RC4 using the first 0 by 10 of that encrypted file as the key, but nevertheless decrypt encrypted files with RC4 using and hard-coded keys.
So in Hemigate, in the second stage, they use a in-memory PE loader, which is a simple loader called Dracu loader by Trend Micro. So PE is appended after shellcode. So in this shellcode, it just deploys the data that is appended after it. So when we compare Hemigate and LateLS in the implementation level, for the communication level, there were similarities in common in the code. So it's very detailed, so please look at the slides in your hand. So HTTP request headers were similar. And the code that acquires the proxy information, the code structure and code were matched. So I think they were based on the same source code to build. And for authentication, the code in the authentication, they have the same branching process. So we saw that there are similarities in the code. And coding style looked similar, and there was similarity in implementation too. Although implementation didn't match, like create window XW would create a window, and window name was static and the same across the both. And both have a key logging functionality, and output file name was similar too, and output path was similar too. And encrypted file is stored in separate file, and configuration was similar. One is that it can contain multiple configurations, and the size of one configuration was same between Hemigate and LateLS. And the format, it has flag followed by port followed by C2 address, so that format is also the same. And at the end, it has the interval number, and that number was also the same. And the whole size of the configuration. So later has the key at the beginning, so it's a little different, but the structure was very similar. And further, when we compare Hemigate and PlugX, there were similarities too. As I explained earlier, the window name is static for both. And for LateLS, as LAC has reported, it has a similarities to PlugX too. It's like a module mapping process. The functions to process were almost the same. So this shows that the static part. So we put together in the table. So Hemigate and LateLS, as I explained, coding and implementation, there are matches. And between LateLS and PlugX, there were matches at the implementation level. So if we look at the details, these three samples, so window name was same among the three, and the module implementation style is the same, and module mapping is similar. So for deploying LAT, we believe there is a common developers, probably based on some source code that are shared that can be suspected from this malware structure. So let's look at the other findings, other than the findings from the malware itself. Hemgate and PlugX, they are on the same host server. That's what we found in our research. So Hemgate uploaded on the virus total. The virus total confirmed the Hemgate and PlugX were on the same host. And also Hemgate sharing the download server with the PlugX. And this C2 server was the domain used by Grand Peony. So Grand Peony and S3s don't have the same loaders, but they do share the same C2 servers. That's what we found out. And accessibility account was also found that uploads the MOF loader, this uploader ID in the VT users. Uploads the uploader from CNHQ and this was for testing. So China and Hong Kong is separate, but when we look at the region, it says Shenzhen. Shenzhen and Hong Kong are geographically similar, so maybe this can be possible. And also CS graph and also JSAC mentioned several times. Freeloader, the China aligned threat actors also share the same tools, so we believe that the same tools are shared among these threat actors. So that was an interesting point that we found out. So let us summarize what we presented today. Grand Peony and Ray2 Masters have used the same MOF loaders, and us, S3s, and Grand Peony share the C2 servers. That's what we've confirmed. So in this malware have a similar operational factors, but there were also implementation level similarities, and both have similarities to PlugX. And for us, S3s is actually using the PlugX too. So that was found out from the server hosting. And based on the PlugX, it's highly possible that these two malware are developed based on PlugX. And Hemgate and SlimeMongo are also all posted from the same VT account. So based on this, we believe three threat actors have some relationship, sharing the same tool. And lastly, this is the timeline of what has happened at when. So Hemgate that we studied and domain that used by Hemgate, the oldest one is from the September 2020, and then 2021 to 2022. And there are samples between these timelines. And SlimeMongo is loaded by the MOF loader. The compile time is seen in early part of 2022. SlimeMongo's compile time was December 2022. Later, SS Builder was found, but before that, later S in the wild was offloaded by MOF loader, and there was a compilation time. And spearphishing against Taiwanese government was sent in 2023. And malware used, it's changed, the timeline of compilation was changed to like around October 2024. The rate less in the wild, I believe, is going to be mentioned in the following presentation by T5. And it's closer to the compiler time used by the peony, so I believe the creation have some relationship between these three actors. So before we end, this is the list of IOC and the Yara rules that we share with you. I hope you can utilize them in your incident response. For Yara rules, this is created by scanning the files. We will share them on the Slack channel too. So that's all from us. Thank you for your attention.
ありがとうございました。
All right, thank you very much. So we'd like to open the floor to question. If you have any question, would you please just come closer to the microphone, the 4 microphones in the hall, please. Please. Thank you very much for your presentation. It was really interesting and informative session about when it comes to similarities, and you compare similarities, and it was really informative. So when it comes to similarities, how do you determine and this is similar or not? So when you study, so you have based on some hypothesis, and this point should be similar or not. Also, in the course of analyzing malware, and course of analyzing the multiple malwares, you can find whether this is discovered before. So then try to just compare them, or what was the process to discover similarities? Yes, but the first opportunity was that we just remember some of that and the incidents in the code, and then find out the similar one, and so we're going into the details and find the similarities. So that's why for set loading is also that area, and when they try to just probe into the samples and check it out with T. This is the process. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your question. Mr. Nakajima, Mr. Kawakami, thank you very much. Thank you.